What's up, Epic Army? This is Blister bringing you another Classic WoW video. Classic WoW was full of memorable moments that left an impact on millions of people around the world. In today's video, we're going to take a look back at some of those moments. Not all of these moments are straight in-game moments, but all of these moments added to the legacy of World of Warcraft. The first memorable moment I want to touch on is the infamous Onyxia wipe animation. For those of you who are unaware of this video, it is an animation of a ventrilo recording of a raid leader trying to guide his 40-man raid team through an Onyxia kill. The raid leader gives a very brief overview of the fight before it seems like the group actually starts the fight. For the first little while, you can hear the raid leader talking calmly to his raid group, when out of nowhere he just starts screaming at everyone. What had actually happened was somebody had either walked into or was feared into the whelp caves, causing multitudes of whelps to spawn and take over the raid. The video in its entirety is definitely worth a watch, and you should definitely check it out if you haven't already.
Well,
Crush him was feared into it.
who the fuck was that? Crush him? What the fuck? Whelps, left side, even side, many whelps. Now handle it. Fuck! That's a fucking 50 DKP minus! What the fuck was that shit?
The next moment I wanted to talk about is the opening of the Gates of Ahn'Qiraj. The Gates event was one of the largest events in Classic WoW, and it was not like the micro-holiday events we see today. It was a once-in-a-lifetime event. If you're unfamiliar with the event itself, it revolved around the entire server working towards opening a set of raids by submitting materials to NPCs. Then they had to complete a series of quest chains. This could be compared to the war efforts that are currently used in Battle for Azeroth, but instead of happening every 10 days or so, this only happened once on each server, and it was for both factions combined. During this event, there was the lead up, where everybody had to donate materials to the NPCs. Then, there was a 10-hour war event, where the quest chains actually opened up. Those quest chains would reward epic level items, and if you were able to progress far enough into the quest chains, during the event, there would actually be a legendary mount that you could obtain. While the epics were obtainable after the 10-hour war event, the mount was only available during the war event, which is why it is so rare to see. The next moment is similar to our first on the list, as it didn't actually happen in-game, but was felt by everyone in the World of Warcraft community. Regardless of whether you loved or hated WoW back in the day, you were aware of South Park's World of Warcraft episode, Make Love, Not Warcraft. When I was looking back on memorable moments for WoW's history, I thought that this had come out during Burning Crusade, but it was actually released 3.5 months before Burning Crusade was released. WoW was already hitting players from all types of gaming because of how massively popular the game was. When this episode came out, WoW was close to 7 million subscribers. Despite that, having a TV show as popular as South Park cover the game sent it to the next level of superstardom. People who didn't even play games came to know what World of Warcraft was, and it started to bring in even more players, giving WoW close to 8 million subscribers by the time Burning Crusade launched.
His shield and armor spells are down! Attack! Looks like you're about to get pwned.
Heading back in-game, our next moment is the Corrupted Blood incident. This event only lasted a week, but had a huge impact in the game for that week. It also wasn't a planned event like the opening of the Gates of Ahn'Qiraj. Well, what happened, you ask? I'll tell you. This occurred after Blizzard released Zul'Gurub. The last boss in Zul'Gurub had a debuff called Corrupted Blood, which was just a damage over time effect and could be spread to other players by getting too close to them. It was designed to only last for 10 seconds and be confined to just within Zul'Gurub. However, an oversight on Blizzard's part allowed Hunter and Warlock pets to take the debuff outside of the raid and pass it on to other players in multiple different areas. As a result, people were unknowingly spreading this debuff throughout players in Ironforge and Orgrimmar, as well as some people were knowingly doing it just because, well, why not? That being said, Ironforge and Orgrimmar were full of skeletons, from low-level players to AFK players who would die either instantly or just slowly because of this debuff. It was a full week before Blizzard was able to fix the issue. The occurrence itself actually prompted scientists to study this event on how humans would deal with an outbreak of this fashion in the real world. And our final moment should be no surprise to anyone. It is the infamous Leeroy Jenkins video. Just like the Onyxia wipe animation, this was one of the first WoW videos that I ever saw. Except this time it wasn't animated. It was game footage from players trying to take on Upper Blackrock Spire. We see our 10 adventurers outside of the Whelp area right after the first boss. This can be a place that can wipe a full group if you're not extremely careful and extremely patient. The group debates on whether or not they should skip the room, because of how dangerous it can be. But they decide they need to attempt the boss for their main boy, Leeroy, because he needs the shoulders. As our adventurers are going through their plan of attack, we hear from Leeroy saying, "Time's up, let's do this," and lets out his battle cry of Leeroy Jenkins. And then he just runs into the room without his group. As the rest of the group runs in to try and save him, hilarity ensues as most of the whelp eggs are opened and people are running around aimlessly and just dying. If you haven't seen the video, it is definitely worth a watch in all of its pixelated glory.
Oh, it's a lot better than we usually do.
Alright, thumbs up.
Ready, guys?
Let's do this. Leeroy Jenkins!
Oh my god, he just ran in. Save him!
Oh geez, stick to the plane!
Oh Jesus, let's go. Stick to the plan, Shove.
Stick to the plane!
Oh gee, oh fuck. Give me divine intervention! Hurry up.
Alright guys, those are 5 unforgettable moments from the life of Classic WoW. Let us know down in the comments what moment from Classic you remember the best. As always guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Hey, it's Radit here. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe as well. It really helps out the channel. We put out multiple new videos each week and we appreciate all of your support. Thanks for watching everyone, and cheers.